Hey friends, Rick from BCW Supplies back again with part 6 of getting into Flesh and Blood. In this episode, we're going to go through the pre-constructed starter decks from Monarch for Flesh and Blood. Now, Legend Story Studios did a phenomenal job, in my opinion, with these starter decks because you get the character, you get a 40-card Blitz deck, a weapon, and some equipment. Now, I have not gone through or researched any of these decks, and we'll be going through them together for the first time as we go through these decks. As these are designed to be played straight out of the box, I will plan on keeping these together and utilizing some BCW Elite 2 deck guard sleeves in order to protect the cards, as well as a BCW Prime X4 for storing the 40-card decks in each of the cells of the PX4. I'll share with you at the end of this exactly what my setup looks like. I believe this is a great way to learn how to play as well as teach other people how to play with the pre-constructed decks. They're designed to be played straight out of the box, and if you have a PX4 with all 4 decks in it and some dice, you're good to go on teaching other people or learning from other people how to play Flesh and Blood. With all that said, let's go ahead and get into each of the decks one at a time as we go through this episode of getting into Flesh and Blood. Okay, so here we are with our quick look into these pre-constructed decks for the Flesh and Blood Monarch Starter Blitz decks. One thing to note that these decks do come with a 40-card Blitz deck plus hero, weapon, and equipment cards. I'm really super excited to see what is actually in here. So let's just get into these. Again, I am going to be sleeving these up and keeping these as kind of like a learn to play type of deck and have options for playing with other people. There we go. A little tricky to get into this. Sorry about the delay here. Cellophane winning. I didn't bring my trusty blade with me. Some of you that have watched some of the other videos know that I like to use a trusty sharp edge in order to open these packs, or not these, but open cellophane. All right, so we're looking for a little tab here. I'm trying to be very careful with these. Alright, so it does appear that our first card is actually a foil for the Blitz character, Levia. And then we have the Mentor, which is a full art. Now, from my understanding, the only way to get this card is actually in the starter decks. So we have the Mentor card. And that is quite beautiful. Under the weapon, again, these aren't the tokens, they have the backs to them. We have the Ravenous Meat Axe. We have a headpiece, a rare chest piece. And again, I haven't seen this in any of the box openings that I've done for Monarch, so I don't know if you can get those outside of the starter. We have a Goliath Gauntlet. We have the Hooves of the Shadow Beast. All right, now we have some rares here. Again, this is a set pre-constructed deck, so the cards in here will be the same for me as for you. We have a Soul Harvest. We have a Boneyard Marauder Red, the Deadwood Rumbler, the Dread Screamer, Endless Maw, which is another rare. Just trying to get through these real quick. Another rare with Withering Beast Hulk. Another rare here Again, I'm consuming Aftermath rare. Smash with Big Tree. Okay, and that's what we started with. And then we have the full art adult version. It's textless though, so you would need to know what the abilities are if you were to use this card, but it's a beautiful art piece. All right, now let's set these off to the side. Let's go ahead and get into the Kane deck. This deck has a lot of hype. It seems to be one of the popular Blitz decks for the constructed. Now I do know that it takes a lot to fuel this deck from what I've seen, looking at deck lists. Let's take a gander in this one. I'm gonna assume that they're all gonna follow roughly the same. Some rares, a full foil Blitz and the full art, and you'll have the Mentor card in here. Trying to be careful opening these. Again, cellophane, my arch nemesis. I know you of old. All right, so here is our Blitz Young Kane foil. We have the Mentor full art. We have a generic, or the Shadow Rune common weapon. The common Shadow headpiece. The common chest piece. A rare Spell Fray gloves. And the Snapdragon Scalers. Soul Reaping is a rare. And then we have some commons. Riftbind, Rifted Torment, Unhallowed Rites, Sleeping Shadows yellow, Howl from Beyond rare, Vexing Malice, the Soul Shackle token, pretty cool on that, and we also have the full art Kane Adult Hero card. So super cool with that. Both of those absolutely amazing. And again, we're probably going to find the same thing with Prism and Bolton. I just wanted you to have a chance to see what was in these decks. From what I can tell, there is the Majestic of the Mentor, which is common, or sorry, which is unique to these decks. There is also a rare piece of equipment in here that I have not seen in any of my box openings, as well as you get the foil the foil Blitz character and the full art textless adult card as well. The issue there is if you're not 100% sure of the ability, it may not be useful until you're extremely comfortable with it, but it is a nice novelty, and it appears this is where you get it from. So kind of nice to have something in these that makes it worth buying, even if it's not a hero that you are going to necessarily play. There is definitely stuff in here that makes it worth it. So we have the Prism foil, the Librarian, which is the Illusionist Mentor. Okay, we have the Iris of Reality, the Halo of Illumination, the Heart and Cross Strap, Dreamweavers, Spell Fray leggings. Again, all the rares have the Spell Void 1 on it, so super cool to see that. Rare Herald of Judgment, some commons. Merciful Retribution. Ode to Wrath. Phantasmify. Prismatic Shield. Some Spectral Shield tokens. And unlike the tokens from the booster boxes or booster packs, it's Spectral Shield on both sides. And then your Prism Sculptor of Arclight full art text list. So, and last but most certainly not least, Bolton. This is the deck that I've really kind of done some research on, as I kind of like the mechanic. I don't know enough about it yet, as like I said, I'm just kind of starting off in these. But this one definitely caught my attention. I believe that there is one of his one of his really good rares in here. Plus it has the mentor for him in here. It worked for a second. All right. So we have the foil Bolton. We have the Warrior Mentor. Now I've seen people put this in Dorinthia as well. And we have the Hatchet of Body, the Hatchet of Mind, the Halo of Illumination, the Spellfray Cloak. This is the rare, the Spell Void. So there it is. We have a V for Vanguard rare. And this is a Bolton Specialization card. Really awesome card. Great card to have. And we also have Battlefield Blitz. A Valiant Thrust red. Invigorating Light. Dusk Path Pilgrimage. And then the full art, Sarah Bolton. Awesome. Well, I am super excited. Again, I will be sleeving these up, and I'll be back in just a little bit with the storage solution for keeping these decks together in order to just play games with your friends with the pre-constructed decks, as well as a great storage solution. So see you in just a minute. Okay, and we're back with our PX4 loaded out here. The PX4 does have a latching lid, which is absolutely perfect for keeping your cards and dice secure. Inside we have the 4 pre-constructed decks sleeved up in the BCW Elite 2 sleeves. Again, I strongly recommend utilizing the BCW Elite 2 sleeves. You get 100 sleeves per pack. Each pack has 2 small packs in it, and it takes 1 of those small packs per pre-constructed deck. So 2 packs of Elite 2 sleeves and a PX4, you can have your whole pre-constructed decks sleeved up in a nice storage box with some space for dice. Again, the decks all fit in each cell. We have our characters, we have our equipment, we have all the cards here. Just a great storage solution. I can't wait to get into this. Our next video will be opening a package from Channel Fireball that we purchased. They had a special running on social media. We'll get into that in the next video. So until then, remember, when it comes to collecting, storing, or displaying your hobbies or collectibles, BCW has you covered.